I'm ready when you are.
I'm ready, yeah. I saw the film just 2 hours ago and I loved it. I really
Good.
loved it.
That's a good start.
Yes, and especially the characters, because they are coming from a total different background, but fit together so perfectly in the film. So I would like to know, how was the process of creating these different kind of characters?
I think the process really is about trying to find a voice for that which you're interested in, and in a conventional sense shouldn't make sense, but somehow it does make sense. So for me, like, the English class system really shouldn't make sense, but if you understand it, it does. The problem is that two sides don't really talk to one another. And if two sides don't talk to one another, they fall into an echo chamber. And that is the danger of any polarization, I suppose. And you're just reconfirming your prejudice. And then what happens is, in what I'm interested in, I suppose, is some form of reconciliation between the disparity. I'm not sure if I want the lower echelons to become the upper echelons, or the upper echelons to become the lower echelons. I just want people to be what they are from the position they came from, but be curious and broad enough to understand that other people's belief structures are relevant and funny.
Yeah, I see. I agree totally, because that's a real problem. We don't talk to each other anymore. And you can see that nowadays in every country.
I mean, when you say anymore, what used to happen was much worse. We didn't used to talk to each other, 70 or 80 years ago, and that was much fucking worse. So now what it is that in the old days we used to just blow each other up. Now it just sounds like we just throw mud at one another. So in some sense that is an evolution. But I think what ultimately you're interested in is watching people from different worlds remain authentic within their identity, yet simultaneously have to have some form of communication with people that otherwise they wouldn't usually talk to or communicate with.
Es war einmal ein junger, dummer Drache, der einen weisen und gerissenen Löwen aufsuchte, um dessen Jagdrevier zu kaufen. Der Löwe hatte aber kein Interesse und sagte zum Drachen: Verpiss dich. Doch der Drache wollte nicht gehen. Hoppala. Woraufhin der Löwe mit dem Drachen spazieren ging und ihm 5 Kugeln in den Drachenschädel jagte.
Jetzt nimmt die Sache Fahrt auf, was?
So you already said that this film is kind of going back to your roots. So I'd like to know, what would you say, what's a typical Guy Ritchie movie?
I don't know the answer to that question. It's very hard to talk about your own work, curiously, although you end up sitting in the seat talking about your own work. You have to do it in an abstract kind of peripheral fashion. You can't be too direct about it because it's just uncomfortable. And also, the truth is, I can't judge me. I can judge everything else other than me. So I can answer the question in a sort of roundabout way, but I think I probably already have. I'm just interested in things that are different, yet need to be reconciled. So that would be, I mean, by the way, Aladdin's the same in that sense, right? It's about difference, reconciling. It's about poverty coming into wealth, and then how do you reconcile with that?
So, sorry.
The truth is, all narratives really founded on that.
Yeah. So what I see in your films, they are really male-dominated when it comes to the cast. But in this film, we have a really strong female character who's a really badass, in my opinion, and steals the show, actually. So how important is it to have a female character in a film, and specifically in this film?
Well, I think what's important is to find a voice, right? And that voice has to feel authentic, right? So what is my experience of an authentic voice that I can give a voice to, right? And I feel as though I know exactly what I'm doing with that character. And I can write that character forever. But it's quite hard for me to find a female voice because there is so much pressure that it needs to represent certain things that I can't affiliate myself to. So it's difficult for me to write. But when I can find my way in, then I know how to handle that character. That is a character, and I'd like to explore that character more because I know exactly what I'm doing with that character. And by the way, I sort of agree. I mean, in part, she's the matriarch and patriarch of the movie, and she's arguably the unsung hero, right? But the whole journey was really an expression it is an illustration of a man doing a dance for his woman, not the other way around. You know, the only thing he really cared about is impressing the king, impressing the queen. And the queen is sort of, there's an irony here, right? The queen is sort of the king, and the king is sort of the queen. You end up, sorry.
So the film is called The Gentleman.
Yeah.
What's a gentleman for you in this day and age?
It's quite, no one's asked me that question. I quite like you for asking it, because now I'm going to have to give you what I think is an authentic answer. It's how do you be a contemporary man? And there needs to be a genteel aspect to that. In other words, it's all like the elegant man rather than the gentleman. And elegant, I suppose, is more or less a synonym for gentle and elegant are sort of synonyms. And really what you're trying to do is elegantly find your way into difficult situations and deal with them as elegantly as you can, right? But you want to put yourself in awkward situations. So it's not like you don't want to recede from conflict. You need to find yourself in conflict. You need to find yourself in challenge. And then the question is develop some form of an ability to navigate difficult waters. So a gentleman is an elegant man.
That's okay. Yeah. That's a good answer. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Da ist eine Botschaft versteckt. Vielleicht kannst du sie mir erklären.
Der Junge beerbt den Alten.
Dann viel Vergnügen.
Bang, 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 bang.
Dann wird's unschön.
Ich habe vergessen, mir die Hände zu waschen.
Er heißt Fuck, aber mit PH, also verhack. Komm, verhack ihn runter. Fuck.